Well, I got my first video of the night done. I talked about Kentucky. A lot of things, not just Kentucky. I got a lot of stuff off my chest, as I do once in a while. I think, looking at the videos, I think maybe they're a little therapeutic for me also sometimes, right? I began to watch the videos. I felt I wanted to make sure that I didn't overstep. I didn't say something I shouldn't have. So certainly that's the last thing I want to do is offend anybody. And there's going to be some people that take offense to the video. That's inevitable. But I want everybody to understand out there. That the earlier video was not meant for one particular person. It wasn't meant for you. It was meant for everybody. Now, what took place? I didn't talk about the sale. I didn't talk about the rest of the night. That's what this video is about. I left off talking about don't talk about Bruno. Raced adequate. Raced okay. But man, not nearly as good as our boy George raced tonight. He has been in a funk. That doesn't even properly describe. He wasn't flat. He was stagnant. His last 3 or 4. Dominic thought he maybe had a touch of the virus. I didn't know what the hell was going on. But I'll tell you what, he looked some good tonight. Second in 57 and won. I thought he won when I was watching the video. I thought he raced great. It was a great job by Brett McDonald. Great job by Dominic. And everybody, the whole crew, takes care of him. That doesn't matter. Everybody in the barn break works good. Cindy, Emily, Tyson, Dom, Danny, everybody in the barn. Greg, everybody that's there. Johnny. So I was very, very happy with him now. Watch James drive, all gas, no brakes. Still running in. Less hikey, but still hikey. More on the line. The line pull on, so there's still some work to do there. But still trotting some of the best miles of his life. And again, James made the right decision, as he often does. You could see him trying to get to the far outside, and then he called an audible, punched through the middle, and ended up second. So great job by him. Otherwise, he might have been fourth. So great job by James there. And then brace for landing. It was so nice to see him in tough again, right? In tough again. I know, failed experiment with the no hobbles last week. That's right. I'll own it. It was my fault. But he raced good. James did the right thing. Took him off the pace tonight. And he looked like he was going to be second halfway down the lane and ended up fourth. He's a bit of a tweener, right? He's in between classes. The types of horses I don't like racing because you inevitably end up with starts where you're over your head. See if we can rectify that. Once we get and part of the way we were going to rectify that was clean out that division in Scioto. I kept thinking in my head Scioto, and then Jason reminded me Scioto closes in 12 days. Then they go back to Dayton. And in case you're wondering, that's another hour and a half drive. Yeah, I forgot about that. But if they do rate the same class, either we'll take a load of horses down on, say, a Friday, or we'll just send the horses, the ones that have to race in those particular classes, down to Stacy, if we have to, with Brett. So, Brace for Landing raced well. The reason I say that is because he would, we sold Collector today. We'll talk about him in a minute. Militant, Gypsy. Now, Gypsy, not shockingly, as I said earlier, Gypsy come back. His white count was high, and his GGT was high. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Because he's a pretty good colt. It's tough to race 3-year-olds against 4-year-olds, I know. But he's a pretty good colt, and he just seemed out of sorts and a little flat, and his blood only confirmed my suspicions. So great job by Jason catching that. So the horses at Mohawk raced well. We had a second and a fourth. George of the Jungle was second at Grand River. Bruno was third. Horses in Kentucky raced pretty good. Jimbury raced out of her mind to be second. So happy with her. Grand Slam deal. Thoroughly impressed with her. 54-3 in the C division, the third from the top. God. Green Glitter. The disappointing part about Green Glitter is she's not as good as she could be. Right? She just puts forth a whole-hem effort. She's a racehorse. She'll be a meat and potatoes type horse all winter long. Is what it is. And then I'm unapologetic about Rosetta. Obviously, rewinding the race after and looking back, what went wrong? What did you do wrong? Sure, if I had forced her into the 3-hole and she had to stay trotting, it would have been a much better position to be in. I just was not going to roll the dice on her behaving the whole way and not making a break, especially after the psychotic episode she put in last week. Now, on Regamate, I can't say it, on Regamate, and worked on Kathy, and Eric worked on her all week, and she was just so much better today. But I don't know that in real time, right? This is all hindsight stuff. My job is to make sure she doesn't run, first off, and I just thought I would be much better suited on the front end and safe than trying to control her in the 3-hole, depending on how the pace was. So she'll bounce back next week. I was happier with her today. All 4 of those horses, I believe, I said it in the earlier video, I didn't verify it, but I'm pretty sure those were the 4 fastest miles of their lives today, all 4 of them, if I'm not mistaken. So it's pretty hard to be upset. Now, during the races, man, it was hot, I was running, I was warming up, I was racing, then coming back in, checking my phone, there's a sales on, right? We got horses selling today. I want to talk about who sold, who didn't sell, why we sold, why we didn't sell. Dominion, start with an easy one. There was no reserve on Dominion. He was leaving one way or another. He left to Carl Duguay and must be going to Ottawa, I guess. I don't know. 8,000 is probably what he's worth. Now, I'm Fancy Like. I had a reserve of 30 on I'm Fancy Like, and that was fair. We had talked about where we were going to race her. It became evident that the Meadows had nothing, Ontario had nothing, Scioto doesn't have a whole lot for her. Somebody said, well, she's still got the Buckeye in Jug Week, and she still has the Consolation. One of the two, you're right. She can't beat a Buckeye. She catches a soft division and draws the inside, yeah, maybe she'll give him a scare. She catches a bad division. Bad news bears for her. Nice filly. She is a Consolation filly. She's not one of the better Buckeye fillies, but she's a good racehorse. Still, as I talk about it out loud, the front runner of where she should go is Yonkers. Both Megan and Scott said that claiming 20 to 25, I think, for 3 years old and up, might even be aged. They said it's pretty soft. I said, well, she paced 54 at Northfield. She'd have to pace 56 at Yonkers. 55, 56, and that's more than enough to do that class. The claiming price in that class, if it's a 20, she'd go for 35. There's where the reserve of 30 came from. There's no need to give her away. I will send her there. I just thought if she was fresh, fresh-looking horse coming into a stagnant claiming field, that they'd be all over her. She'd get there, we'd put her in, she'd race, she'd be claimed. Okay, let's cut out all that confusion and just sell her. Didn't come to fruition. That's fine. It's all right. Not the end of the world. I did bid on a couple of horses, didn't get them. Great bet. Somebody said, Anthony, 15 is way too little for this horse. Grossly undersold. No. Again, the theme of the last 2 videos, and definitely for the last 2 days, has been expectations and understanding what the horses are worth, for sure. Or how good they are. Great Bet's a nice colt in the class he was in. This class, a little tougher for him. And even worse, there is nothing else for him anywhere. There is in Saratoga, and Phil Fluitt was the guy that bought Great Bet. He'll probably do good with them. They're doing good with the other horse we sold, the Ohio bred, Born to Dance. He's racing good in Saratoga. I don't know the classes well enough there. They race for, much like Northfield, they race for small enough that people aren't sending horses in to race. And not enough to attract the heavy hitters, so to speak. I'm not sending him there, but somebody can buy him from there. We've had a great run with him the last 6-7 weeks. I think that's fair. Lonely Lakewood and Victory Blue Chip were not being sold for that. I don't know what the last live bid on Lonely Lakewood was. I had a reserve of 18. That's us. We'll have to ask Dave what the last live bid was on the horse, but I'm not giving them away. Both those horses are coming in winning 2 races in a row. 2! And nobody wanted to buy them. Victory Blue Chip, this is the 3rd time we've tried to sell them. It's like somebody put a was a curse on him. How could no one want a horse that won his last 2, gets around a half, there's nothing wrong with him, and is well bred? Not that the last part matters, but for the love of God, I don't understand how nobody bids on this horse. Only like what another horse. The horse worth 22, 23,000. I'm certainly not going to give them away for 18 and 10 or 11. It's not going to happen. So I'll keep them. We'll race them. They do have places to race. It just would have made things a little easier if we freed up some more room in those classes. Collector, listen, Collector bounced out of that 40 class. He had to go up to the 50. We already have 2 horses in there. They can beat him. At least one for sure can beat him, if not both. And the one that I have waiting in Ontario to win that class, if that class translates and gets written at Dayton, Brace for Landing's better than all 4 of the other ones, or 3 of them. Of the 4 of them, he's way better. I think that's a fair price for Collector. We bought him for less in Harrisburg. We had a pretty good run with him. We sold him for more. I'm not complaining over that. And then Patrick DePrana, many of you guys are following on Facebook and you know what's going on or what went on with Patrick. I guess that in itself was a component of what went into making the video this afternoon. I believe it was. I didn't think it was at the time, but I believe it was. Patrick's a nice horse. We priced him. We can do what we want with him. Somebody actually did just text me a little while ago and say they would offer more than that for him. I don't know if we want to sell him, to be honest. I'll reach out to our partners, our new partnership, and see what they want to do. But for me, Patrick, from my standpoint, sitting on a win. He was climbing over them, yes. Chris was the first to admit he was indecisive. It probably cost us some money with Patrick. Okay. You know how good he is right now. Patrick knows how good he is right now. He's dropping down in class. Make it count. I think he will. So that's what went on the last 2 days. On my mind is for the rest of the week is some qualifiers at the Meadows. We have the sale tomorrow. I can't believe I talked my wife into it. Now look at this guy. He's driving a motorcycle down the road with no lights on, and he's dressed in black. He may as well just have speed bump written across his back. Some people. I can't believe Amy agreed to it. She's going to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and go down to the Springfield sale. For those of you that sent me emails, check this horse, check that horse out, I looked at them all. I have a very, very short list. One horse in particular I find very interesting, and I like the fact that Amy's going. Amy's super particular when it comes to confirmation and stuff. I'm interested to see what her feedback's going to be. I think there's a very good chance she's going to drive all the way to Springfield, buy herself a Starbucks, go look at some horse and say, I don't like any of them. That could easily happen. But we'll see how that plays out. Tomorrow I'm off to the Meadows to qualify. Wednesday, double duty again. Meadows, Northfield. Thursday, Meadows. Friday, we have Time Is On My Side, the Sire Stakes, big thing. Now here's an update for my partners on Tenacious Hanover. We got him. Now he hasn't raced since the end of July. I don't know how much they did with him. He arrived yesterday at Tim's. Tough time getting him out of that area. Getting it from the East Coast to the Meadows or Northfield is not always easy. We got him yesterday, and I said to Tim, he already makes the consolation. He doesn't need it to prove anything. He only has one win. He doesn't need to win the Stallion Series for 20. He can win the Hours 2 for 11 and get all of it. We don't have to stress him out. He said he jogged great today. He was sound, felt good. Fine. He said, what do you want to do? Nothing. Don't enter him. Let's just train the horse up, make sure he's good, race him in the Hours 2. And I guess that would be after the consolation, actually. So he has the Sire State consolation, much like Memory and Imagination does. That's the plan with Tenacious Hanover. I'm not going to rush him in to race him in the Buckeye or the Stallion, and get him beat up because he's not tight. I'm not doing that. Make sure the horse is ready to go. His first start may be in an Hours 2. In fact, although it may be in the consolation. What's the date today? Today's the 26th. 29. I think it's like the 6th. We'll be able to get either a schooler or a very, very good training mile into him before he has to go there. So that's a better option than forcing him into a race that we're not certain he's physically ready to do. But he will be ready for the Constellation. He races in the Constellation. Time Is on My Side races to get out of the Constellation into the final. I think we probably have to hit the top 3. I might be wrong too, maybe top 2. We're in like 12th with time. And I don't know that there's going to be a lot of horses go there. It might be one division for a lot of money on Friday. We'll see. I mean, is Captain Albano going to show up? He doesn't have to. He's guaranteed a spot in the final. Remember, all these guys from shipping there, it's like 5-6 hours to ship from where they're at. Captain Albano is almost above the regional Sire Stake finals, right? So he's got a lot of that. He may actually be in somewhere or have just raced. So there's a good chance he may not show up at all. Nevertheless, there's going to be some other killers coming. You can be sure of that. So that's what's up with Time Is on My Side. That'll be Friday, and then I'm clocking out for the weekend. I'm going to Windsor, Ontario, the last tournament of the year. It's all over this weekend for Ollie in Ontario. He's going to, him and his team, the Guelph Royals, are going to be playing. They just won the championship for the ICBAs, their division. Now they play against everybody in Ontario. And that starts on Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, potentially Monday. I'll be clocked out for all of it. Now, Sunday night, if Ollie's done playing baseball in the afternoon, it's 3 hours and a bit from Windsor to Northfield. I might come back to race Gorgeous Package. And if he's in the finals on Monday, I'm going right back to Windsor. That's possible. So a lot going on. I know there's some horses that you guys haven't been updated on. Save America, where's he racing? Jason said he was entering him Saturday in Scioto, numbers 10. I think that's what he told me. He's on top of that also. So Jason has a firm grip of what's going on in Northfield. Perry, Dominic. We have a firm grip of everything that is going on right now. So things could have been better the last 2 days, but they certainly could have been a lot worse. Hopefully we end the week with a bang. Love to see Time Is on My Side do well. Love to see Save America after the Gold Cup race well. I'd love to see Gorgeous Packages in the Sire Stakes to make it into the Constellation, because she's already guaranteed a berth in the Buckeye final and one of the better Buckeye fillies. So that's exciting. So a lot going on for the rest of the week, but it's not nearly as busy as it has been in the previous weeks, which is okay by me. Give us time to take a breath, because you know what's coming. Somebody handed me this. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. You know what's coming here soon. The first big sale of the year, the Ohio Select Sale. Now, tomorrow's sale is certainly far from the Select Sale. There literally is a list of 6 horses that I thought Amy should maybe look at. So that's it for tonight. I will talk to you guys very soon. I hope you had a wonderful day. As I said to any of our clients that maybe have butted heads with me over the last week, there's no hard feelings. I understand that this is human nature. I'm no different than you. But I wanted to make sure that I made everything clear for everybody. I think it already was, but I understand that people's feelings get hurt. You know, when you have your expectations up there, maybe I do help them get up there. Sometimes it's easy to get frustrated or disgruntled. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So, no hard feelings. Long week ahead. We're having a good summer. Let's keep it going this week. Take care, everybody.